Hello, everyone. This is Christine Peckstein with Move Into Action. It is a gorgeous Sunday, and I thought I would take a moment to kind of catch everyone up as to what's been going on at Move Into Action and life management today. So here goes. I've been running Move Into Action as a business. I founded it in 2008, so it's been around for quite some time. And I've been doing tons of life coaching and stress management coaching and training. And it's been great, but it's been pulling at me to change it. And so that's what I want to update you with here today. So I am actually taking Move Into Action, and I am not going to run it as a business anymore. I am transforming it into a full-blown ministry. And here's why. It's been no secret. If you've been following me on social media, my Facebook, Twitter, things like that, if you've been reading my blog, then you know that over the past couple of years, I've been fighting, I call it my invisible illness, because most times people look at me and they don't see anything wrong with me. They say, well, you look just fine. I didn't even know anything was wrong with you. So unless you know me or you've been following it, you may not know that, but most people do know that I've been battling what I call my invisible illness. I have a lot of symptoms that they really point to multiple sclerosis. And so my brain, my body, they just won't allow me to keep up with everything that I was doing beforehand. All those things that I loved. Because I was involved in so many different things and just loving it. Well, with that, I've had to scale back. And so I decided when I sat down and I was looking at everything I was doing, and I'm like, okay, something has got to go, because my body and my mind just are not going to allow me to do this much. If I have to eliminate some stuff, what's it going to be? What am I going to get rid of? And so I started going through the list of everything that I was doing, everything that I love, that I'm passionate about, which is a whole lot. And, what could I start eliminating so that I could lighten my load and be effective? Well, I kept eliminating over the years, and I eliminated. And I've been keeping up with Move Into Action and the Soup Kitchen ministry. I still teach at the Soup Kitchen once a week. And so anyway, it's gotten to a point where in my prayer time and just in my Bible reading and in preparing to teach at the soup kitchens and so forth, it's come down to this. I have to pick one thing, because I have to focus, and I've got to focus on just one thing, because I want to do it really well. I want to give it my all. I have a very limited amount of energy, and so that gives me an extremely limited amount of time, of course, of energy and my resources. So in order for me to be good at what I do and continue to be the best, I'm going to have to eliminate everything, and I've got to focus on just one thing. That got really, really difficult for me, and it's taken me a couple of months to sit back and say, what is it that I'm going to do? Because it means I'm going to give up something, and it's going to be huge. I run a business and I run a ministry. So what am I going to do? Well, I guess you can just imagine, as hearing me talk now, guess which one went? It's the business side of it. Because when push comes to shove, I want to do what God has called me to do. And that's the one that I'm going to focus on. It's going to get my all. And so it's the teaching. Whatever limited brain power I have, just because brain fogs and it's hard to think. And, if you are familiar with what any lesions in your brain does, it slows down the processes. And so there's just a lot of things that go along with it. And I don't have a lot of time, a lot of energy and everything to do a bunch of things. So I really had to spend a lot of time to narrow it down. And I had to figure out what my focus was. A specific focus. It couldn't be a generalized, well, I can do, a bunch of these things under this one focus. Specifics. This is my focus and this is the task. Notice I said the task, not multiple tasks, but the task. I am dedicating myself to what I feel is the most important thing that God's calling me to do in this ministry. So Move Into Action is now Move Into Action Ministries. That's a big change, and I'm super excited. So with all that said, I'm probably wondering what we're going to focus on. What are you going to focus on? What did I whittle it down to? There are 4 areas, and I'm going to blog 1 time each week. The areas that I've chosen for this ministry, for Move Into Action Ministries, it stays true to the life and stress management. Why? Because our priorities need to be set on a solid foundation. If we don't do that, we're going to have a really hard time living a godly life in the first place. So it's going to be priority management and priority management training, that life and stress management training, that will remain. However, how I do it is going to change because it's not going to be like for business profit. So that's a good thing, isn't it? All right. The other thing that is going to be a part of it, like I said, I'm going to do a different blog or a different teaching. There will be podcasts still. Is reverse church planting. Now, a lot of people, they go, I don't know what that is, and I have not explained much about it yet. I will. I'm working on putting together this program. It should be called a people planting church. A lot of times when we think of church plants, church plants is where, they go out, people go out and you start a new church. You're planting a new church. Well, this is about planting people that are already in churches. We got to get them outside the building. We've got to get them planted in community. And so really it should be called the People Planting Church. And so that program is coming out, and I will have something on that on my blog once a month anyways, because there's 4 different areas. So that is coming, the People Planting Church. And I'm super excited about that because with the life and stress management training available, it's going to show everybody that you do have time to serve when your priorities are properly set and your time, your energy, and your resources are being used wisely. So there is time for people to serve in their church and in their community. And so that's why I love the People Planting Church. I'm super excited about that. Okay. And then the third area that I'm going to focus on is apologetics. It's on defending your faith, and it's also knowing that there is one way. And so we're going to get into that, just some basic apologetics so that you're going to be able to defend your faith in a faithless world where everybody thinks that whatever they believe is a way that's going to get them to heaven, or it's a way that works. You're going to be able to defend that and show and hopefully evangelize as you do that and lead people to Christ as you are being planted in your community through the People Planting Church, because you have your life and stress priorities set. So then the last area. Okay, here's the last one. It is consumed. And that is going to be the area of my blog where I focus on life and stress management tips, life hacks, godly living, things to help you get organized, things to help you get rid of excess. I'm actually coming up with a name for this part of it yet, and I have not finalized it. So for now, I just, on my note card, which I'm going from, it says consumed, and that's what it is. It's going to help you get organized, to get rid of the excess, to get rid of the clutter in your life. Not just material things, but emotional baggage and things too. So we're going to do those life management and stress management tips and hacks and things like that to help you create more time and energy to use for godly living so that we can live out the Great Commission. We can get off of our butts and we can be busy doing what God has called us to do instead of being consumed and disorganized and having too much. So to keep up with what's going on, here's how you can do that. You can follow me on Facebook, Christine Pechstein. You can also, for the time being, I have a Facebook page that is called Life Management Today. You can follow me on that. I have created a brand new I have created a brand new Facebook page. It is just called Move Into Action. I may change that to Move Into Action Ministries. But that's Move Into Action, and I'm getting it set up. So if you find that page and like it, but you don't see anything on it yet, that's because I'm getting this going and I'm hoping to have it up and operating by August. I had to give myself some time in order to not only sit and narrow it down and figure out specifically what I was going to teach in each area because, I mean, it is very specific, those topics, and that's it. So it's just once a week. But to keep up with what I'm doing and when it's going to kick off and when it starts, follow me on Facebook. You can just search Christine Peckstein, Move into Action. You'll find me out there. And Twitter, I'm on Twitter as under the name Coach Christine. So you can follow me there. You can keep up with what's going on. You can find information that you need so that you can join us when we do kick this off. Now, the training that I'm doing, the apologetics training, and the reverse church plant, those might be two that I hold here locally. One thing that I want to do is with that apologetics training is I want to have a group maybe on Sunday mornings here locally in Hutchinson that meets. It's a Q&A so that people who are on the edge and they don't quite believe in God, or maybe they believe in another religion, is that we can have those discussions and we can talk about who God is, what he means to them. And so we can have some of those apologetics conversations live and in person, because I feel that is important too. So follow me on Facebook, look for me on Twitter, stay up to date, look for the information and get ready, because in addition to all that, there will be a monthly challenge. I'm going to challenge you to move into action every single month with Move into Action Ministry so that you can glorify God and that you can use your time, your energy, and your resources for the things that He has called you to. So it's really exciting. I just hope that you're as excited about this as I am. I will keep you updated. I'm going to continue changing everything over. By the way, moveintoaction.com is changing. So when you see the changes on there, just bear with me because, like I said, I'm changing this from a business to a ministry. Through a lot of prayer, through a lot of discernment, through a lot of things that have happened in my life, I have to be about one thing, which meant, honestly, I had to give up something that I really, really, really love because my business was everything. And so for me to say, I'm giving up my business because I'm going to embrace this ministry. I'm going to do what you called me to do, and I'm going to do it this way. It means I have to focus, and I feel like I'm giving up a lot. But you know what? It's okay, because when we give that up, we get so much greater. We get so many greater things just by grasping what God has for us, by running in the direction that He has called us to. It might be scary. There's a lot of uncertainty. I don't know how all this is going to work, but I just know that it's what I need to do. And if I have one shot in life, one opportunity, I don't want it to be succeeding in what the world calls us to do. Or I could be a really successful business person. But more important to me is to be a successful Christian. And that only comes by giving up what I need to give up, even if it's something that I love so dearly, so that I can follow God and I can go and do what He's called me to do, so that I can make disciples, so that I might be a part of saving souls, so that I might be a part of what the kingdom of God is doing. That's success, and that's the success that I have to succeed at. So knowing that I can only do one thing and do it effectively because of this illness, which I'm not upset over. If I got to deal with it, and God has allowed it, and maybe it was because I needed to focus to follow Him, because without it, I'd still be chasing a lot of other things. So I will see you guys. Stay updated on my social media, and I hope to see you in August, because we're going to do a lot of learning and we're going to have a lot of fun as we do this. All right, you guys have a super Sunday. I don't know where you are, but here in Kansas, it is a phenomenally sunshiny, warm, wonderful day. And so that's where I'm headed, because I need some vitamin D3. So go get some, have fun, and I'll see you guys next time.